What do you think happens when you take the exaggeration of shonen anime and splice it in a blender with a little bit of chemistry, a dash of physics, and 1,000,000,000% of awesome? A good freaking time, that's what. What's up, anime weebs and manga readers? Today, we're going to be talking about an anime that, while popular in its own right, has largely been overshadowed by the heavier hitters in the anime community. An anime whose description may perhaps be one of the only times the term underrated might actually be accurate in some hyper-competitive space of shonen anime. The more discerning among the audience may have already figured out what show I'm referring to from that introduction. If you guessed Dr. Stone, well, you'd be right. Ding ding! I can already hear the questions from the slightly less cultured among us. Dr. Stone? Who in the hoot is that? A doctor named Stone? A doctor made of stone? A doctor that treats stones? Well, no, not quite. I'll explain. Dr. Stone opens with one of the most jaw-dropping and attention-grabbing scenes, perhaps in all of anime. Up there with the likes of Attack on Titan, Psycho Pass, and One Punch Man, and I do not say that lightly. It's the kind of scene that lets you know that you're in for a show that challenges the limits of the medium and that it's not going to simply retread the footsteps of the shows that came before it. The story of Dr. Stone begins with a mysterious green light suddenly appearing in the sky on a day like any other. Without warning, without preamble, just that emerald light bathing everyone and everything in its path. The real kicker, though, is what came after. All who gazed upon that light, every man, woman, and child in the world, were turned to stone. It was like they were cut from marble, carved by the chisels of the finest artists. Every hair, crease, every wrinkle preserved, frozen in time for what could have been, well, an eternity. The protagonist of our story is 15-year-old Senku Ishigami. See, Senku happens to be a prodigy. In other words, a literal big brain genius. However, unlike some more traditionally structured shonen anime or manga, Senku wasn't immune to the petrification and he didn't devise some genius idea to evade the light. He was frozen, along with the rest of the world. Thing is, while most of the world stood dumbfounded as they were petrified, Senku had the bright idea to begin a count. He began counting, literally, the number of seconds since he'd been frozen. But wait, that doesn't sound like the feat of a genius. I mean, even I could do some counting. 1, 2, 3, 4... See? That easy. Well, it wasn't that easy. Senku's counting somehow managed to keep him in a state of semi-consciousness, even within the stone husk that had been formed around his body. That simple action of counting kept the neurons in his brain active, and when he found himself awake, he realized that he'd spent... You might want to brace yourself for this. 117,354,893,870 seconds in the petrified state. That is a lot of time. In more relatable terms, he'd spent 3,721 years, 2 months, 2 days, 4 hours, 48 minutes, and 50 seconds as a sculpture. If that doesn't put it into perspective, we did some math on Senku's age. 15 years in seconds is approximately 473,040,000 seconds. This means that he spent about 248 times his age at the time of petrification. Petrified. So you might be wondering, what woke Senku up? What got him out of his stone shell? I thought you said the protagonist didn't have plot armor. Well, it was luck, just pure dumb luck. Over the thousands of years since the petrification, landscapes changed and shifted, and petrified Senku came to find himself in a cave, dropping with the one thing capable of dissolving the stone and freeing him: nitric acid. Senku awoke to find himself in a world unlike anything he remembered. He saw cities torn apart by the elements and reduced to rubble. He found thousands of petrified people broken to pieces under the influence of nature. The green had come back to reclaim everything that mankind took from it through industrialization, and modern technology was nothing more than a distant memory. Senku, being the genius that he is, figures out what woke him up and attempts to replicate it to revive his friends and the rest of the world. The Adam and Eve of the stone world, as he colorfully puts it. He aims to create a world world that values science and reasoning above all else, but some that he revives believes that strength should be the basis of the new world. This opposing school of thought is embodied by Tsukasa, a skilled martial artist dubbed the strongest high schooler back in the old world. After a battle with Tsukasa, Senku survives a near-fatal blow to the back of the neck thanks to a piece of petrified rock that remained stuck behind his neck. This is where the name Dr. Stone comes from. If I didn't mention it earlier, Senku has a pretty great sense of humor. Tsukasa believes Senku to be dead and uses his formula to awaken only the strongest and most physically imposing people he can find. Senku, on the other hand, stumbles upon members of a primitive tribe who existed in the ruins of the old world without any knowledge of the civilization that came and thrived before them. Who are these people? Where did they come from? Why were they not petrified, and how on earth do they know exactly who he is? Together with his friends and the people of the tribe, Senku tries to rebuild the technology of the old world with the primitive tools available, and prepare for war with Tsukasa's warrior tribe, whose numbers grow steadily. Dr. Stone treads a masterful line between its central mystery, education, and entertainment, and it fills you with a sense of appreciation for a lot of the little things we take for granted. Glassware, cell phones, a record player, Coca-Cola. The moments where Senku is able to recreate some piece of old technology or give his friends an experience of something they'd never seen or thought to be long lost, that's where Dr. Stone truly shines. If you told me that an anime would make me cry over seeing a light bulb come on, I'd have called you crazy, but here we are. And that's why I think Dr. Stone is definitely worth checking out. If you're a fan of science, a good mystery, or just plain human ingenuity, then what are you waiting for? Give it a watch and let us know what you think about it down in the comment section. Do you agree with our breakdown? Maybe there are some other cool aspects of Dr. Stone that I left out. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Please subscribe if you haven't already and ring the notification bell to get regular updates on new videos. I make awesome anime and manga content like this every week, so be sure to check them out. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.